Alright, let's get into this. Today, cutting a tire, and this tire is going to go inside of the tread part of this tire. It's going to go inside this tire. So the idea here is this is going to be a studded tire. This is a street tire that fits inside of that one. This is a 80 by 100 by 12, which is a standard rear tire on an SSR SR125. So we're studding them so that we can ride them on the ice. And I've done it before, and you've maybe seen it in some of my previous videos where I've used a tire but I've had to cut it. This is actually the first one where I think I've got the right size. I got to get the other sidewall off first before I pop it in there. But I've done them where the tires have been too big, so I've cut them all down, put it inside, and then I wind up with the seam inside of there. The problem with that is the seam is rarely so small that you can fit it in here without being confident you're going to miss the seam. So then what I generally have on all my rear wheels is a row where I need to put the shorter screws in, because I'm afraid that they're gonna go through the seam, or the tube will come up through the seam and be punctured by one of the screws. So anyways, this is going inside there, and what we're doing is working on cutting the sidewall off. Oh, I should mention this, the tire that I think is gonna fit, that has worked for one of my other friends on a Yamaha 110, I believe. This is a 3 by 10 tire, 3.00 by 10 Kenda. So you can get these online for 33 bucks or whatever it is. So let's see how this goes. It's a dirty process, as you can see. It's a stinky process. I did it once with some nicer clothes on and went and changed. I'm going to be using a few different grind wheels here, and what they are is I'm going to use this one to finish it off. This will be the final cleaning wheel. That's why it's on here now after I've done the other side. After I kind of like everything, I'm going to come back here and clean it up. This doesn't do, it really takes time for this thing to work the way you want it. I figured I could come in here and sort of glide it across almost quickly and it would clean it up real nice, since it's such a harsh wheel. Not the case. So what I'm doing is, I tried this flapper wheel also, by the way, not for rubber. It'll work just fine, but it'll take forever to get through it. So what I'm doing is starting with a thinner wheel. This thing is, it's a metal cutoff wheel, and what I'm doing, coming in here and I'm just making lines all the way through, and the whole idea is just to get the sidewall off at that point. So that's step one. Step two is a thicker wheel. I don't know what we call this thing. I can't even see what they call it. It's worn out and old, but anyways, it's a thicker metal wheel, I believe. And what I'm doing with that is taking the larger pieces that I've missed and just working on getting those taken off, because sometimes there's, you know, chunks of sidewall that are still left. I'm going to take this, go into the tire multiple times to carve out most of the material. And then once that's all pretty clean, then I'll come through finally with this wire wheel and clean everything up. So that's the idea. And I suppose let's get to it. Gotta open the garage door here so that I don't get totally smoked out. stand. Put the smoke underneath the garage door. So that's what we got now. And what I'm going to do with the wider wheel is just come in here and I'll hit this several times just to get rid of most of the material in there, right? Like that patch. This one too. And the whole goal behind this one again is just to take some of the material out that I don't want in there, right here. I could try to fine tune it with the small one, but the skinny one, but that'd just take up too much time. This one's wider, it'll turn faster. Here we go. Try to find a way to hold this now that it's a whole lot less. Careful I don't get my legs doing it that way. Kids are calling. What, hon? Okay. Okay. Calling that good for this. Got most of the material off that I don't want there. The rest of this is mostly just burrs and stuff. Let me get that off next. Again, I gotta figure out how I like to do this. Check this out. Super rough here. I'm gonna clean that up. This is sketchy. Things I won't do for ice racing. It's hard on the tools. Really gonna clean this stuff up. Alright, let's see how this goes. It should just fit right in there and not be too long or too short. Looks good. Oh yeah, that thing fits real good. It may be a hair too small, but that's all right. I can deal with that. It's still obviously blocking the screw tips from coming in and provides a nice place for the tube to go in. So I like it. I think that's gonna work. So again, it's a dirt bike tire, 80-112 with a Kenda K413 3x10 inside of it. Now I can get to putting screws in. So what I'm doing here is, that's not an awesome pattern, but you can find a video on my page that I like to use from Cold Cutter about how to install these screws. I found it really informative as far as the angles. They talk about starting to go straight in and then pulling back and all the angles and that type of stuff. It can be an art. We're not exactly professionals here, so. And there's obviously a few different ways to do it. I'm choosing to do the 4 in this lug and then kind of 2 in each one of these. You could argue that maybe this one should or could have more. This should work. I'm using, oh boy, what are these? Are these 1 1/4? Hold on. So with this worn down SSR tire and the Kenda that we put inside of it, we are putting in, let's see, these are 7/8 screws. So we've had pretty good luck with these. Could go up to 1 inch, or, well, I guess I shouldn't say that. I don't know what I can go up to, or what a person could go up to with this tire in combination here. I've always used 7/8, and haven't really had problems with the rears. We've been out and we have cut several holes in the ice with the rears with these bikes. So, get on the front brakes, do a burnout on the ice and just cut through the ice. Last time I looked the other day, after doing 2 more of those the other night, still have all my screws in the rear tire. So I haven't had a problem using 7/8 in this method here. It's been pretty solid for me. So anyways, one thing I wanted to say was this tire here is pretty worn down. If you can't tell, it is. It's been, the guy bought an SSR, a new SSR, and obviously just ran it the way it was. Used the tires that were on it, of course. So the factory tires are the tires that I'm studding. So the idea there is, and most of us are, at least at bare minimum, keeping our rear wheel or rear tire a studded tire. Also, most of us have bought a spare rim, at least some of the people that I know, and the idea there is just a quick change seasonally, and in order to get the tire on and off the rim can be a pain in the neck, especially if you don't do it very often or have the right tools. So a good idea would be to, if you can swing it, have a winter set of wheels and tires and a summer set of wheels and tires. And the idea behind studying the factory ones is that you can go get, for the summer, you can get tires that you want in the summer. You know, whether Geomax, what are they, 35s or 55s, whatever your riding style is, you know, for hard pack or soft pack or whatever it is. So, you know, those are about, what, 40 or 50 bucks a piece. So, what I like to do is to have a summer set of wheels and tires and a winter set of wheels and tires, just to make the swapping over easier seasonally. So these are the factory SSR tires, and so that we can choose the ones we want for the summertime. Oops.